they're chatting along over in the other channel.
Yeah, not fast at least.
There we are. We're all back.
Yeah.
So we've got everybody, and we even have a special guest that just joined us too while we were listening. Welcome,
Our
Redline.
Ghost Isu's here. Oh,
Yeah,
Wait, no, I'm not special.
I'm the special guest. Okay.
Yeah, hey, so yeah, a lot of chat going on. Everybody likes that video. This may be the most people to ever watch one of our shows ever. So we're up over
How many is there?
664.
Two more, and it's a Hail Satan moment.
Hail Satan.
All I gotta say
Now
is,
I can't run for office
a great
anymore.
reaction. If you're expecting a great reaction show, you might be a little disappointed.
Yeah, we would need a great reaction for that.
Oh, by the way, Coranin tells us don't suck. So we have to be good. Santa.
Oh.
7-Eleven.
I'm a little bit excited. It might be a bit underwhelming, but at least pants are down, right?
So
We're getting ready.
Family show.
I just did the math, so that they actually know what they are going for here. They would need to kill one Fortizar every day in 1-day queue to make it within their 4 weeks that they said they want to do it in.
Mm-hmm.
So you better get started.
But this was a Gobbins thing. Never tell him the math.
So, Redline, I know you said this while we were waiting, but do you think Original Sinners is going to come back down to play with this, or what are you guys going to do? I know it's very early, obviously.
I don't see any reason why we would.
I think, first of all, I don't think everyone actually listened to the town hall or SOTA or whatever you want to call it. Does one of you want to give a recap?
Sure. So, over the next 5 days, move-ups will be happening from all across the reaches of the galaxy to one centralized location in T5Z. After those move-ups happen, the aggressions will rise, and the attacks will begin. And if the attacks are unsuccessful after several weeks, then the war is over.
Now, the other part is they put out that they don't care what the cost is, and they say they will go as hard as they need to.
Family
Which
show.
means they will be using their... It is a family. That's how you make a family.
Sounds like a promise to actually pay the blood god price, right?
They said that they will use every available capital that they can. Now, is that actually going to happen? Are they going to get gun shy? You never know.
If
I'm
they
down
do,
either
they'll
way.
hemorrhage corps and alliances faster than, well, NC. But they, at this point, that now that they put that out there, they kind of have to just go for it. And if they don't, then you better make them pay for it, because if you don't, then you'll be just as useless.
I was surprised.
It's really difficult to roll back on this one, right? You've said you're going to pay the butcher's bill. If you then suddenly just try to duck the bill and run out of the restaurant, you're going to be ridiculed massively.
The real question here, though, is I don't doubt that their leadership will try and go for it. Will the members turn up for fleets, though?
Absolutely. They've been waiting for a big push that's actually supposed to be meaningful. They'll go for it, at least for the first couple weeks. But like, they're not gonna. Nobody's gonna slam their head into a brick wall for 4 weeks nonstop and just keep going and going and going. We're not Energizer bunnies after all.
I think a lot depends on the first fights that we're gonna see. If they can actually get a meaningful win in the first 3 or 4 major fights, then that will definitely push their numbers. But the other way around, if those first major fights will not produce anything, or even worse, go in our favor instead, then that will massively hurt the numbers, because people will realize, hey, I've come back to this, I'm not going to deal with this.
I'm just curious about something, Redline. I don't know if you can maybe help on that one. So during the past many months, right, there's been a little bit, well, at least since M2, there's been a bit of tits shy from PAPI. What changed, or did anything change since they have now decided to
Scarcity's
go
coming
all
up.
in?
They'll be able to replace their
mean-
stuff.
You know what changed. So there was a talk show that happened, and somebody was like, look, these guys aren't going to do anything, so just fucking roll them over. And they were like, oh, guess we have to do something now. So now they're doing something. So you're welcome.
Well, they are talking the talk, but are they going to walk the walk?
I mean, like I said, I don't see why they wouldn't. Like, I know that the whole big thing is like, oh, they don't want to feed or lose or anything like that, but I don't think anybody really cares about that anymore. Like, they might deep down be like, oh, we don't want to feed everything, but at the end of the day, it's just somebody's got to do something.
I think people will jump in, especially on, say, a Titan fight, right? People will jump in. I wouldn't be shocked if some question it. But it will happen. I just don't know the numbers.
Now, do you think they're just going to go just try to get 1DQ and just do 1DQ? Because a 4-week time frame, which, I mean, they're probably flexible that if it takes an extra week, whatever, not a big deal. But do you think they're going to just hit straight into 1DQ, or do you think they're going to try to Zerg rush all the outside stuff and work their way in? But the time frame they set, they've got to go for 1DQ.
How many systems are left in
7.
in control? 7? So it'll be all 7 at once.
And just hope
That
something
sounds
goes through.
exciting.
Well, it'll be yeah, basically hope for something to go through, and because they don't need Sino-jammers to get T3Cs. Like, I don't know if you heard Gobbins say, but he was saying get T3Cs. So you don't have to worry about Sino-jammers with those. Cloak up, be relatively safe as long as you have at least a quarter of a brain in your head, and you can still accomplish objectives. Like everything that can be a covert cloaky. Well,
look.
almost everything can fit an Entosis module or something.
Yes, but
Hey,
we also
hey, Bart.
heard that these have like more EHP than hacks do, which quite amused me, by the way.
Sure. Well, and somebody said in chat you've got to be able to hold grid, but they don't have to hold all 7 grids. They just have to hold 1. And
Create
goons would
enough
have to hold
timers
all
and
7.
overwhelm it, right? Hope something
Uh-huh.
steps through.
Yeah, and that should have been
Which-
the initial plan
yeah.
from the get-go, is just to bum rush everything at once and make goons pick which targets they want to defend. And that's literally the only thing that they haven't tried yet, so I mean, what else is there to do?
So I'm going to pull out my
problem with
tinfoil
that
again.
is either you waste a lot of time switching your subsystems, like staying cloaked, so you get your cap up, or you are fighting in a doctrine that is suboptimal at best, right?
Who says they're fighting?
True, but then when we form, are they just gonna cloak back up? Is
Yep.
that the plan? Just sit around cloaked all day?
Yeah, so you have to either form 7 fleets that can independently fight this T3C fleet that will probably be fit appropriately to fight a smaller fleet. Because let's be honest, like, you're not going to get, 1,500 people for every form. You're not going to be able to put 250 people into 7 different fleets. That'd be even more. You're not going to be able to fill 7 different fleets, right? So the plan would be that they take an objective that you deem worthy of being ignored.
So
But
I'm gonna-
basically, they try and reinforce all 7. We pick the 5 that we can save. Oh wait, we maybe lose 3D or whatever, sort of thing. The only issue I see there is follow-up timers. If they don't get everything aligned, we can then just follow up with those.
This is true.
It's going to be a back and forth, realistically, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they can't do it. It's just
Yeah, but
They're going to have to play it very well.
Can I just
I can
before
see this
before you
with
go,
like
Soth,
7 systems, but how you're gonna do it once you're down to like 3?
that's the timing, right? You've got to. It's hopefully momentum, victory conditions. I don't know, a mix of a bunch of different things. Like, and I do want to say something for those in chat that may not know. My name is Redline13, and I am not a member of PAPI. I have no love for PAPI, and I don't give a shit if they lose or win. So please don't treat me like I'm some PAPI shill. Thank you very much.
Yes, Redline's no longer in Pappy. They are off to the north with the NSH.
I speak damn thingies. No, but I think that what'll happen is that there will be a collection of attacks. It won't just be one system because you saw it in Pappy Snowden's leaks. You saw that they were saying like, we need to use T3Cs. They were arguing about it, right? So that's something that has been suggested before and not followed up with. But now, that's the only thing that's left, isn't it? Is just to
Well, they don't have any
do that.
point punishment anymore, so which it's so convenient, isn't it? Just pinfalling there as well.
No, I mean, it needed to happen anyway, so I couldn't have been fucked. But
They tried it
I mean,
3
you're not-
times, by the way.
Yeah.
And only NC was the ones that were in the T3Cs. Everybody else blobbed up in a system and tried to scare goons into tethering, which worked, but didn't accomplish anything.
I would say, and I'm going to ask you, Rabbi, given you were just mentioning the leaks and people pushing to try T3Cs and other stuff, do you reckon this is just them appeasing that? In
No,
the
I
sense
reckon
of
this.
try those last things that are open. If that fails, we fuck off.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, right, the whole thing is that it's gonna suck saying this out loud, but you can't just spend more than a year of your life doing something and then just stop without trying everything you could to be successful. And I will say that in a lot of cases, PAPI has been successful in taking down a lot of infrastructure that, if we're being honest, could have been taken down naturally anyways. But they haven't won the war, right? They haven't won the war yet. So, I don't know. I think they'll try whatever they can to win. It sounds like that they're willing to throw cost out the window, which is pretty cool. Should be some pretty big fights as long as everybody participates. But I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you
Yeah,
think
but-
that's because they believe that they have the post-war advantage? So after the butcher's bill is actually paid, that they're going to be able to recoup faster than, say, Imperium?
I mean, for the sake of argument, I would say that is more than likely true, considering there are, what's the number, 102 different alliances within PAPI, and each of them would have a different rate of recovery. So as a coalition, it's possible that they could, recover faster, or at least believe that they could recover faster. But you never really know, because nobody knows what's going to be happening come Q4 when scarcity hopefully goes away.
But as you're
hopefully
hinting at,
It could
you're
play
hinting at the
massively
fact
in
that
their
they're
favour
going
or
to be
against.
able to recoup disproportionately. Isn't that a disadvantage for PAPI?
What, being able to recover faster? Why
No,
would that be a
at different
disadvantage?
speeds. I mean that each participant in PAPI will recoup at different speeds and rates, just like losing supers and titans disproportionately was a discussion earlier on. Is this really a good play, or isn't it just almost playing into frat hands?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily a play, though. I think it's just a fact of the matter. It's not like some secret PAPI strategy. Haha, we recover at different rates. That is why we're winners. It's just the way it is. But I don't think it's a disadvantage, as long as the people who will recover faster are being the most active participants and are consistently shoving themselves into the war zone. Then I think it'll be fine.
The question is also, once this is over, how long it's gonna take until there's gonna be fighting within the quote unquote coalition, right? Because there's a lot of parties in PAPI that don't really like each other very much, right? So
That's an
once
AOM.
goons as a common enemy is like quote unquote gone, either because they managed to exterminate us, or B, they finally decided that it's not possible, then I wonder how long it's going to take before they start shooting each other again.
I think that's
whenever
kind
it's
of.
convenient.
I think that's what I'm feeling. That this is almost as if everyone is getting into the gunfight and potentially losing their guns, and Frat is going to end up being the only one that's ankle strapped, right?
Frat's gonna be there though.
Ankle
they're
strap.
moving back. They're moving back to Delve. So Frat is gonna be there.
I'm not saying they're not going to be there. I'm saying that they're going to come out on the other side proportionally benefiting massively, right? Because they are the ones that have potentially the fastest recoup time, and they might even be ankle strapped, as I said, already having stuff at home. So empire building wise, especially in a post scarcity era, they're going to be massively powerful.
Have you saw the MER, right? Frat doesn't
Yeah.
even need scarcity to end to be massively powerful. Just if we use income as a basis for like power, they are far and above anybody else right now. Woof.
They're not ankle strapped. They're like full on moon ninja shit.
Was it like thigh straps?
So there's a question in the chat of Redline, what's your talk show called? It's called Trash Talk Tuesday. It's on Tuesdays, 0100 Eve.
Did you ask yourself to plug your own show?
Oh, come on, Rad.
It didn't.
I was about to ask you, but
Futility
now you
asks,
ruined it.
Redline, is PAPI going to use supers and titans? There seems to be some confusion on that. I don't know. It's from what I heard in the meeting, right? And I'm pretty sure we all listened to the same Gobbins meeting.
No, we listened to Test.
Oh, well, I listened to Gobbins.
They said the same thing, though, that they are going to use, quote-unquote, all their caps, which doesn't really tell us anything more.
Yeah,
No, but
so
it did sound like an all-in, including supers and titans, right? That's at least what I took away from this. They're really getting in there.
If possible. Because what Gobbins said is that they were not going to be... He didn't think that they were going to be gating capitals into the systems, which, I mean, I understand that. So you can argue, or you can plan on them going after the jammers first, right? Jammers and jump gates, your flex structures will be the first targets, which is normal. And then you'll start to see more, escalations. If they can fight you off of those things and you're tethered up or you stand down or something, then they can do whatever else they want to. But the follow-ups are going to be hard. The follow-ups are going to be very hard. Just from a preparation standpoint, because there are two ways into that system, or into those systems, and I imagine that for the next 35 days, there's going to be a blob of super capital fighters all over those.
Yeah, which means, I guess, stage ships ready for Covop Sinos now? And you use that to bridge Tengus in?
It's also...
It's only going to get you so much.
You talked about momentum, and they have their big announcement here, and they follow it up with, 5 days of move ops, and fleets going out to camp NPC Delve. That's already taking some of the momentum out, right? So after the move ups, they will have to follow this up with a lot of fleets and actually getting some wins in, because momentum is already going down right after the announcement.
Yeah, because get hyped for that station camp. Woo!
Yeah, that was a really weird, really weird thing to say. Just to camp stations. I don't get it, but whatever. If they think it'll
Especially,
work.
they're doing 5 fleets to camp stations. So
What I found even worse was that they started the announcement, and after they were done, they started organizing fleets. If you, I don't know how many people of you have ever been in command comms during like huge ops, but usually we
Me, I
already
have been
have.
there.
Yeah, we already have our fleets up. We already have our FC sorted out, so that the moment Mittens is done spinning at like 9,000 RPM, we can send pings out and form like 5 fleets at the same time. Meanwhile, these guys are like, oh yeah, there's like 1 fleet up, and once that's full, we're going to look at a second fleet. Like, again, momentum, right?
well, I just hope that they actually get it and that my Titan can finally get a kill mark on it.
Does someone want to donate me a Titan so I can use?
I'm sure there will be a couple.
So, Red, and you didn't actually listen to the test one, did you?
No,
Because people are mentioning that, well, Pickle sounded a little bit, I don't know, unengaged or almost like tired or defeatist. I was just wondering if
he did not
that
sound
is-
happy.
He didn't sound happy. Did he get? Do you think he got voted down or something when it comes to this new strategy? And does that mean that Test might actually not commit what the rest is committing, engagement-wise?
I don't know. I mean, it's been several months already of like I don't want to say like lackluster performance, but I mean kind of lackluster performance from a lot of people. So hopefully, somebody with a little bit better talking voice goes in and actually charges up the dinos and says, "Hey, look, you're fighting for your home. We live here now." That would be fun, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've ever particularly heard ProGod being like super enthusiastic unless it was about dictors. So it's worked for them so far.
Fucking A.
Or interceptors.
I mean, it's worked for them so far, so maybe it'll work for them now. I mean, it's anybody's guess.
What if I only leave here with 20 Titans in fleet? That'll be the new one.
I love that you referenced that Redline, because one of those fleets he lost was against me.
Nice. That's well. I will say this much. So some people are asking, like, are still mentioning like that I'm some sort of PAPI something or other, which is cool. It's fine. I'll tell you what I've done. I've made 2 new accounts. I referred them myself because I wanted the skill points, and on those accounts, I have applied 1 character to Karma Fleet, 1 character to Pandemic Horde. So if you guys want to choose who I shell for, just invite those invite those characters.
Redline, you're not allowed
Yeah.
to put an alt in Karma Fleet. That's illegal.
What?
You're not
What do you-
allowed to do that.
Why not?
You
It's
just
not
out
okay.
yourself as a triple agent, right there on stream.
Quadruple agent, even what? No,
You're
I
in
do what I want.
Chat. You're
I'm
making
in
sure
charge
you're
of
on
my
the
own
winning
destiny.
side.
What do you mean?
Also,
Yeah, exactly. What if I join
I-
both, and then no matter who wins, I win? It's easy.
I was told that it is quite rude that we give people on the opposite of the game rude nicknames. Because of that, I decided to no longer call him Redline. He is from now on Blue Blob.
What?
You are now Blue Blob.
I gave myself this name.
Yeah, and I decided that another name is better.
Well, that's not how. That's no. What? No, that you
Uh,
can't, no.
We just need Eric to change it in here now.
Eric's
Breadline.
eating.
I'm eating dinner, but I'm not. I'm not mean like Soth.
Someone
I'm the
just
nice guy.
suggested
I'm
we call
good
you
cop. He's
Breadline.
bad cop.
I'm sure he's
Redline,
heard that.
that is a name that I've heard before. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, you
Especially
guys
when I
didn't hear
say-
me. I'm good cop. Soth is bad cop. That's how it works here. I'm the nice guy. He's the mean guy. Now I'm going back to my pizza. I'll be back in a second.
Oh,
Oh, he has pizza. That's unfair.
Yeah.
hey, speaking of nice guys, what's really nice? That Amazon, who owns Twitch, gave everybody the ability to subscribe to channels for free with Amazon Prime. They call it Prime Gaming. You should see a little button on your screen if you got it. Give it on over. It's, get
We
the
don't.
channels
We don't.
for you.
Are you trying to
Redline.
pitch people?
Redline, we
What?
appreciate you trying to push INN, but the issue is none of us get paid, so I don't care if they subscribe or not. It's not my problem.
Okay. Well then,
But Redline has a channel.
What about the brigade money, Don? Don't we get paid for brigade money?
I get paid squat.
you get paid
That's
to
because
squat.
you're not officially in the brigades.
I
I'm gonna
don't get
drop
paid
them, mate.
nothing.
I'll catch you all later.
Just for the record, I don't get paid either, but I do care that you sub. So listen to Redline. Sub, you bums. I'm back to my
Wait,
pizza.
you don't.
Oh, yeah.
You, you. Okay. I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, so this announcement.
But- Did
They
anyone hear the
couldn't-
frat one?
wasn't that last night? And in Chinese?
Yeah,
No,
that's
did
why
they hit?
we kind of knew already what was coming. I'm interested though. Since you listened to Gobbins, did they also hype up the AT, or was that only Pickles?
Oh yeah. He mentioned that there was going to be an Alliance tournament team, and that they were going to play in the Alliance tournament.
Well, they hope they are playing in the Alliance tournament. Because
Wow.
unlike Goons, they don't have a straight invite.
Horde doesn't
Hmm.
have an invite?
No, of course not. It's only the teams that place fourth or better in the Alliance Opens or Anger Games.
How does that feel, by the way, to have your, I don't want to say your, but like the tournament that you were a big part of be
I
like
mean,
a
it's-
qualifier for the 8th?
It is some validation. I'm not gonna lie. It put a smile on my face.
I would be fucking honored if I was you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah, definitely.
good
I
stuff,
didn't know
man.
that they were using those as the pre-qualifiers for it. I'm sure some of the
Yeah,
other
it's like
teams would have
the-
tried harder if
Yeah,
they
they
had known that was going to
usually-
lead to it.
They
Yeah,
usually use
probably.
they usually use the last AT as the qualifier. But since the last one has been so long ago, they decided to use the player run tournaments for that.
Maybe this could be something they could do more often.
What, tournaments?
Well, I mean, using the player run tournaments as the prereqs for, or at least considerations for the ATs.
Every so often I get a little bug that I send a message to someone and well, I don't send a message, but I say like, hey, CCP, why don't you do a series type thing? Like, why don't you go and do like an esports type deal with Eve? And
That's the thing is, so we had something like that done by Geronix, his 5v5 tournament, and that is a ton of work. And the AT is organized by
is it though?
by a few CCP devs in their spare time. And yes, it is a shit ton of work.
So let
like-
me ask you this. So if you had an instanced area that you could, play the video game EVE Online in against, say you bring in, I don't know, 5 to 10 of your friends, and you make a little team, and then you go into this instance area and you fight another team. And every time you won, you got points. Every time you lost, you got points taken away. And then
So that sounds like an amazing idea, and I would love for CCP to put in the dev time to make that happen. But I also know that they don't want to allocate any dev time, if possible, to the tournaments. So they are using the tools that they already have, and fixing the tools is up to the community team members who are taking care of the AT. So that's CCP Aurora and CCP Swift. And these guys literally taught themselves programming to fix the tournament tools, right? Because CCP doesn't want to allocate like dev time to fix these tools because there's so much other shit broken in Eve. You can see it as you might, but that's the truth of it.
sad.
Well,
Anyways,
that's
I
exciting.
always thought that'd be a good idea. You know, it'd be great. It'd be fun. But we had Swift on Lasers and Lace a week or so, like 2 weeks ago, I think. And he was mentioning how CCP Aurora has actually built up the tools to where it's like a more sustainable thing, where it requires less work and can be run consistently. The AT, that is. So maybe we're getting closer to it than you think.
The thing is,
Mr. Downer, Debbie Downer over here.
You got to remember, I was kind of part of this process, right? The tools were in a horrible state, as in you couldn't use them at all when Aurora started working on them. If you put more than like 8 people into an arena, the tool would crash, and it would crash the node it was on. And she built it back up to a place where you could actually have matches and it be reliable enough to hold entire tournaments. That's where we at right now. But Aurora is just one person doing it in her spare time.
But we're getting there. So let's recap for the latecomers here on this announcement. Once again, PAPI have said that they are going to go all in, that they are putting about a 4-week time period on this. They're going to start next week. And Eric's copying everything I'm saying. But that's okay. And then after 4 weeks, it's going to be done, or they're leaving, from what it sounds like.
Did someone say 4 weeks?
Yeah.
They said 3
Pickles
to
did.
4 weeks.
Oh, wow.
What's a Piggle said? With Piggle pennies.
So a month of camping gates with super caps, and you win. You're so close.
We are.
You know, we set this before the announcement started, like before the earlier show. This might actually have the opposite effect of what they want. Goons might realize, hey, we have to hold out for just 4 more weeks, and we are done with this shit. Like we have a timeline now that we can work with. It's not just survive until it's done. It's survive 4 weeks.
However, my main man Gobbins said, and I quote, he said, however, if things are going well, we may continue. So.
What a whore.
Well, let's put it this
It's
way.
crazy.
If they haven't done it in 4 weeks, they aren't going well.
I think what they mean is
PAPI.
if they don't break the hub in 4 weeks, that they're going to go.
Yeah.
I think that's the turning point. If they can get the 1DQ and I up, then they'll keep going if it means taking extra time. Because it makes sense. But it also doesn't make sense. The only difference is if they break the jammers, all that's going to do is allow them to jump in. They still have to fight us, and that's where we are.
So that might give them more of an advantage than they had in M2. Simply because the node was already packed when they jumped in, right? This way they can hope that they can catch us when not as many goons are logged in, when we have like maybe 1,000 people in 1DQ. They can jump their stuff in and maybe get an equal footing, right? Instead of just jumping in and not even loading in. That will still cost them though. And if they are willing to pay the price, we will see once it happens. Because you can talk like, oh yeah, 100 Titans, we don't care about that. But it's a very different talk after you lost 100 Titans.
Now, the other thing to think about, or at least discuss, is are they going to try to take out the old grid or just focus on the new grid? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt here. Let's say they go ahead and get the iHub down, right? The iHub's down. Are they going to go for the keep stars to try and just push through it? Or are they going to go through the slow process of trying to grind through the old grid and then the new grid? I would think they would just go straight for the new grid, but you never know.
So, destroy the iHub, kill one keep star, claim victory, go home.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that wouldn't be worse for them.
It'd have to be all 5 keep stars, but yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
5 now. Okay.
That's not how it works though. Like that's all that stuff is gonna be incremental, right? So if you think about it, if they're going in and they've taken down the 1DQ1 iHub, that is success, is it not? So in that,
I mean,
that
if they want
could
to
be
stop
looked
there,
at
that'd be
as, hey,
fine.
we're doing well, right?
It kind of depends how much they lose to achieve that.
Does it though?
Yeah.
Since when?
If like let's say we have another M2 incident, right?
Sure.
If they take down the jammer, however they do it, and like on the final timer, they jump in Titans and they get absolutely slaughtered. I don't think that would be good for their morale.
I mean, do you think that that wouldn't be good for their morale, or that that wouldn't be good for their entire war? Because what you're describing sounds like a war-ending battle, which I don't think anybody's going to go into lightly. At least anytime soon.
Well, it's all hypotheticals at this point, right? The way I see it, a lot is going to depend on how they try to use these new doctrines and how they're going to try and, as you said, hit 7 systems at once. In the past, they had a lot of troubles, consistently communicating between the different blocks within the block, right? Getting all of them to do something at the same time is gonna be a major struggle for them.
I mean, you saw what it was like in there. How hard was it overall?
How hard was what?
For them to coordinate between the different coalition or alliances?
Oh, it wasn't hard at all. Sorry, I know that wasn't the answer you were expecting from me.
That's why we asked.
From what I saw, it was just literally like, hey, who's coming to this, or who's going to that? And then all those people that were going just popped in the channel, and they did their thing. Like, I didn't see any of the like the super secret back-end channels. They kicked me out of that in like May. But yeah.
Is that why the PAPI Snowden leaks stop in May?
Don, don't let me make the subtle connections and then let people put it together themselves if they really want to. Come on. Come on.
Do we have any other questions from our crowd? By the way, I can't see Twitch chat right now.
Please don't do that, Dawn.
What?
That.
What?
I don't know what you're doing, but it sounds awful.
I'm not doing anything.
It sounds like you've got your microphone in your mouth.
It was under my chin. How about now?
That
Yeah,
sounds better.
now we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking down, so it was under my chin. We're gonna go.
Capsulier.
No, please no. Well, I'm excited for whatever happens next weekend because I'll be home, so I can participate.
Are you still in Alaska?
Yes, I'm here till Tuesday.
She's
Yeah, I saw whales.
Have you learned how to speak whale yet?
Was I what?
Have you learned how to speak whale yet?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's amazing eating.
You don't eat whales.
Minke whale, good nom noms. Just saying.
You eat.
Get it.
You
If you
eat
go to
dolphin.
FanFest, try the whale.
No, please don't, people. Don't eat whales. Don't eat sharks. So my mom's thinking about wanting to stop off in Iceland next year for a trip. Well, depending upon how the world's going. So I might be able to get to go to CCP's headquarters.
Eric,
What,
you're
y'all
muted.
Y'all didn't get enough ice
Oh,
in
mood, sorry.
Alaska or something?
No,
That happens when I switch between certain apps.
we're
Sorry, folks.
here in the summer. There's not as much ice. Oh, I did show you the pictures of the glacier, so that was really pretty. It's so blue.
Redline, how are you going to feel if 2 to 3 weeks out they are going to moonwalk back to the current state?
Say that again, but better.
Okay, if this whole thing of announcing this big push and all in and willingness to actually pay the butcher's bill, if they then moonwalk on it, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks out, because it doesn't look like it's working, what is your reaction going to be, and how will you feel?
I mean, my reaction will be, God, sure am glad that I'm not in PAPI anymore. And my second reaction will be to offer my condolences to all the friends that I left behind.
Do you think Original Center's departure has prompted this?
I don't think it helped not prompt it, if that makes sense.
Do you think it accelerated this coming to this conclusion?
I don't think it slowed it down, if that makes sense.
Damn it, Redline. Just say that you were important enough.
I mean, I do think that when you have a large group of your like your planning party that just up and leaves, that there's probably some
Other grumblings?
probably some grumblings. I don't know if I'd say grumblings necessarily, but I'd definitely say that there were more than likely people that were like, well, you know, they did have a point. We did kind of announce that we weren't doing anything for 2 months, so maybe we should just do something, and then if we aren't successful, we'll just fuck off.
And do you think Test will just scurry on back to Esoteria, or will Test sit here and try to hold out on their own?
I think that so here's my headcanon of what ends up happening if Pappy's unsuccessful in routing goons out of Delve, which, if I'm being honest, I don't really see a lot of victory paths ahead for them. I feel like the first fallback point, and to be honest, this will be where Vince Draken comes in handy because he's got a lot of experience with tactically retreating, Tribute and Veil notwithstanding.
Nice.
But I think that what'll end up happening is that the previous beachhead will be Esoteria. Like PAPI will, because obviously Test is next for you guys, and the second that you clear up Delve of all the PAPI stuff, you're going to push out. And I don't see any other place to push out aside from Esoteria period basis. Unless you guys aren't going to go that way, and then my headcanon's wrong, but that's where Pappy's going to draw the line. They're going to say, okay, we'll fight you here, then they'll be back on a defensive war, which seems like where they want to be anyways. And
from
and fight
sounded
over
like they always
Esoteria.
wanted it. Sounded like they always wanted offensive war, because of the leak of the original plan was to try and bait us out of 1DQ to fight off and catch, and either get justification for it or whatever the heck they were going for.
But then what I think will end up happening is that everybody just kind of tries to go back to their respective areas. There'll be a jump gate network from drones down to Esoteria that will ferry capsuleers from PanFam alliances into the new war zone, and then hopefully for PanFam, after Esoteria falls apart, you guys don't continue to push upwards because
We
that would
won't.
just
We're
be scary for
tired.
everybody else.
We just want to kick Test in the face and then go home and mine and crab away and enjoy ourselves.
But then I
We
think that
got a lot
Test
to
will-
rebuild.
I think that if
I disagree there.
so this is all hinging on the PAPI effort being unsuccessful, and I mean, being honest, if they do it even close to right, it'll be successful. But I don't know what the right way looks like. I don't know if they know what the right way looks like, but I do know that this all hinges on them failing. So if they do fail, I see Tess living in like Declan, Pureblind, and then begrudgingly nipping Frat. Otherwise, they'll just get steamrolled this time. PanFam stays in drones, then goons just have the south of the map to themselves.
You act like we're going to keep Esoteria.
I mean, they're
Why
not
would we
going to want
keep
to live
Esot-
next to you.
Why would we want Esoteria?
I mean, either way, either if you keep it or give it up, like Tess isn't going to want to live right next door to you guys anymore.
Why? We would already gotten our fill and our fat, and we'll go home and, like a fat little penguin, just waddle back.
Until next summer.
Yeah, but that's the part of the fun. Like, we're not gonna just keep, like, we always gave NC a break. You guys got, 1 or 2 years at a time in between us coming up to, Scribble Scrabble.
It was a back-to-back thing. Back-to-back summer showdown, PanFam and Goons.
So you have
apparently this
all winter
storyteller's-
to relax and recoup and build and have
Have
your own fun.
Quote from chat, NC didn't try to backstab us. No, they didn't try. They actually did it a few times.
I mean, from what I know of NC, they seem like the least trustworthy group of people that I've met.
Probably
Rife
right after
with-
PL, yeah.
No, PL is actually pretty competent. I like a lot of people that I know in PL.
No, they
They're
are
good dudes.
competent. Like, I'm not going to say PL isn't competent, but
And they have
they-
bingo.
they only do what is best for themselves at the time. They never
you see-
plan for years ahead, right?
So here's the problem: is that I said untrustworthy, and then somebody said untrustworthy, and then I said competent for some reason instead of untrustworthy, because I'm currently trying to figure out how to make art that gives the idea of something flaccid without using without using
A penis?
Hey, family show. He was trying to, you know.
That's how you make families, Eric. Therefore, it's allowed.
She has a point.
Someone's asking if I'm tempted to return to PAPI for the final battle. I'm literally creating a character right now that is going to apply to both Karma Fleet and Pandemic Horde. So wherever, if anybody
Wherever
wants,
he goes, you know.
Now, I have a question. If you get into Karma Fleet first, which would be a shocker because it would take you 3 to 4 weeks just to get into Karma Fleet, would you fight on the goon side?
Sure.
Of course, he's going to say yes here on the show, so he gets in.
I just want to tether on Citadel so I can stream this shit. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
It's
there
gonna be
you
a
go. That's
content.
all right.
It's gonna be content heaven.
There you go.
Oh, he said
Which
the
we
C
need.
word.
We need that. Dear Lord.
I think
Content?
Bierman doesn't really understand the goon mentality. He wants to
Who's
know what we're
Bierman?
going to do when we have no more Delve Solve. Well, either we're going to have Delve Solve or we're not going to have Delve Solve. We've gone through this before. Just look at what's happened historically. We go somewhere else and we build.
No, we are going to become PL 2.0. We're going to roam around the universe.
Okay, yeah.
Go one
okay.
region to the next and just burn it down and call it content.
There you go.
Okay, but like where though? Where are you gonna go? Like you'll have nowhere to go, right? Like you'll just be out in space.
Isn't that what
space is
Eve
dangerous.
is?
Wait a second.
I mean, I wouldn't expect an ex-NC doc member to know what space is.
No.
How dare you?
No.
What about an ex-goon?
We on dock. We
but-
jump on hostile.
We just
Sure.
figure
but
out
like,
what the next move is and we go.
Yeah, but like why do I have to be an ex-NC member like instead of an
That's your-
ex-goon?
Because that's
Like-
your most recent affiliation.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's not fair. Because
It
I
is-
was a traitor in both
No,
instances.
you know how
apparently.
like you have to get like permit stickers for your bike, and you always go off the most or your registration sticker on your license plate.
Nobody does.
You know, you
Red
just
line.
put one on top of each other. I have
Red line,
stickers.
you chose the NC. The NC didn't choose you.
Actually, they did. I was recruited as a child.
Ooh.
As a child,
As
Yeah.
a child?
did Brother Bob like sneak into your house?
Haven't you guys watched Black Widow?
No, not yet.
No.
I'm not allowed to spend the $30.
No spoilers.
Boom.
Here, it's not that
Um,
great.
Mrs. Eric
well, you
shut that
know-
down the other night.
Okay, but like you know that the like that there's a like a school type thing, right? Like a fighting
Yeah.
school.
It's basically Red Sparrow.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was recruited, born and bred to fight goons, apparently. Even when I was in goons, that's all I did was fight with other goons.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure you killed more goon ships while you were in goons than while you were in NC.
Well, I didn't kill them. I got them killed for sure, but
You were responsible. Let's put it that way.
sorry, you guys have to forgive me. I'm like super tired. It's been a long ass day. And I was expecting to have some like mega hype to go into my Sunday with. Whew, but I don't have any of it. Like I'm trying to
Place your
think
legal
like, how
sports
can
bets
I
at Bet
how
Rivers.
can I turn this into content for Tuesday? And I just can't.
You got nothing.
It's boring. Like it's not even entertaining.
Well,
What?
maybe
announcement?
they will do something until Tuesday. Oh no, wait, 5 days of move ups, right?
Tuesday is literally
Maybe-
the day after
Maybe something will
tomorrow.
happen on the
Tomorrow.
move up.
I'm just gonna put ideas out there. maybe something will happen to the move-ups.
Ooh.
Well, you know, they're really going to spend the week closing down our supply lines. Didn't you hear that?
Right.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Is that where you get your supplies? Is NPC Delve? Is that how industry works?
Mhm.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, so you guys are screwed, like totally screwed. You're not going to get anything in or out at all.
No.
Damn.
Terrible. Sad. So sad.
Never mind. I'm not even going to apply to Karma Fleet.
That's right. You won't even get ships. I hear
Just
we haven't paid SRP in 3 months over in Goons.
Are you sure you didn't mean 3 seconds?
It's about as fast as it is. 3 seconds.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about like an automated system that does stuff where somebody just presses a button and shit happens. Every line should have automated things that take care of their shit.
And by the way,
instead
we
of
can,
leaving it to people.
as a software salesperson, you know, that helps out there. I can help you guys obtain that code and get that for a very small fee. It'll just cost you the rest of Delve, but yeah, you can have it.
You would really do that for space?
No.
But you just made the offer live on TV.
Yeah, but I have no ability to fulfill the promise, and I'm not in you know, CD, so it doesn't matter. I can lie.
Me too. But I never would. I would never lie to anybody ever.
And Silencer, I really don't care what space we have. I don't care if we're in high sec. I don't care if we're in wormholes. I don't care if we're in low sec. I don't care if we have soft space. It's just a goons. As long as you're hanging out with goons, it's cool. I'm good. That's honestly all there is to it for me in this game.
All right, gentlemen. I am on the bus and I'm heading to a movie, so
All
I
right.
shall bid y'all adieu.
Yeah.
Well,
We should wrap this up pretty soon too. We've pretty much gone through everything. And so let's go. Everything. Do we want to run around and do one last thing? Do you want to do yours first, Dawn, since you're getting on the bus?
Sure. PAPI Sacks, Goons Rule.
All right. Caleb?
And Redline's a cool dude.
Okay. Caleb?
Vince is forming.
Okay. Red line?
Did you say Vince is forming?
Is he
That's
like
weird. I thought he was busy reopening Europe.
Well, you know, he had a half an hour for lunch.
Oh,
You want to do your
gotcha.
one last thing?
I don't know if I have one. Lately it's been a weird existence where everything is my one last thing now. And it's just a constant state of last things.
Wow. That's deep,
That's-
man.
Deep.
I don't know if that's deep or depressing.
Deep
It's one of the
thoughts
two.
with red line.
Hey, it can be
But-
both.
We'll get there. Okay, so I will have one final thought to share with you, right? So there is a magical place in the United States of America where 7 days a week, 365 days a year, except for Christmas and Thanksgiving, you can get unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks at any Olive Garden in the country. Anytime. You just go and you say, I want the unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks, and they just give it to you. How amazing is that?
Only in America.
It's amazing.
Depends how good the breadsticks are, I guess.
Yeah, I bet you
Well,
don't have
oh.
that shit in Germany, South.
What,
Mm.
breadsticks?
Unlimited
No, Olive
breadsticks.
Yeah, who cares about where they're from? They're unlimited, dude. Which means they're free. Well, not free.
And
you
they're
have to pay for
warm
them.
and buttery and garlicky and yummy.
Right.
No, I just really want to go to Olive Garden.
I do. Now I want the Tuscan soup, you jerk.
Sorry, man. Someone said fuck Olive Garden, and I have another final thought. Fuck you, person who said fuck Olive Garden. Olive Garden is the king of Italian restaurants for middle-class Americans.
Good thing you put that on there. You come to the
Yeah.
burg, I'll take you boys to, and lady to Rico's. That's some Italian. All right. It's lovely.
All
A little
right.
side of angel hair. Oh, so tasty. All righty. My one last thought is I agree with Redline. Olive Garden is a wonderful place. And the unlimited soup and salad and breadsticks. Phenomenal. All right, everybody. We're going to leave you with a little music that we did on the intro. So
I'm not going to get my last thing.
Oh, sorry, Soth. I didn't. I apologize. I do. I was just so mad at you for being German that and not liking Olive Garden that I didn't know what to do.
Well, I've never been to Olive Garden. It doesn't exist here.
Yeah, if anything, we should feel bad for him.
I know,
because
we
he
do.
doesn't. He's never had Olive Garden.
I don't know. I saw what he made for dinner with his, fried fish and curry. Looked pretty good. Even
Yeah, but
I
it
don't like
didn't,
curry.
Yeah, but I bet it didn't come with unlimited breadsticks. So
No, it didn't.
No, it
can't be
didn't.
that.
All right, Soth. You're up for your one last thing. I apologize.
All right. I just want to say, maybe Vince is forming, but just know, Mr. V is typing.
Oh shit! It's not as who's scared of Mr. V, not Vince.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. We appreciate everyone and hope you had a good time. Like we said, it's just a fun game. Keep playing. All right, everybody. We are out of here.